Hi guys, welcome to another episode of AJAWI TV where we discuss architectural and construction related topics. I'm your host, I'm AJAWI. Guys, I'm AJAWI. Thank you for joining me today, right? Today we'll be talking about drone surveys and why you should do this before you actually buy properties once you're overseas. So if you're overseas and you're looking to buy properties within Jamaica, right? You're looking to buy a piece of land in Jamaica and you've now narrowed down your search to maybe one or two, right? And you want to go ahead and buy. Maybe your realtor has sent you a couple of pictures on ground. Well, this is the point at which you should utilize the services of a drone survey, right? So within this video, we're going to show you that. So without any further ado, let's get into that. Alright guys, so you're overseas and you're buying a piece of property. You're not able to travel to Jamaica to look at every single piece of property that you come across, and you really want to buy a piece of property, right? Normally what I've found is that your realtor will send you a couple of pictures, but normally these pictures don't really tell a story, they don't really give you any context, and you kind of blind as it relates to the property. That's what I've found. Not that that's every case. I'm just looking at cases that I've found so far. Normally, the images that I get, they don't really give much information, right? So, and that's the purpose for the drone survey and site investigation or preliminary site investigation. Alright guys, so this is a drone survey that I did recently, right? I'm not going to show you exactly where the property is, you know, due to respect the client that actually we did it for, right? So once we went to the site, we actually took some amount of site information, right? We look for the water supply. So on the site, we confirmed that, hey, we don't see any water supply, but we would have to ask the realtor to see if there's actually water supply available. The sewer main, we didn't see any, or we wouldn't be able to see that, so we'd have to ask the realtor again. Electricity, if we do go to the site and see electricity present above ground, then we'll state that, but for this particular property, there was none above ground. However, we did make note of the fact that there is underground electricity available, and we basically looked through to see. And even after we went to the site, after we left, we actually looked at the images that we took, and that confirmed with us that, hey, there is electricity on the property. We look at the soil type, right, once we're there, to see, you know, the soil content. Normally you're able to see with your naked eye what type of soil it is. Just by looking at the soil, you may be able to tell, right? If it's clay, if it's high loam, or if it's silty, like sand type context, right? So for this particular property, it's a loomy soil, and we stated that, you know, it's loomy soil is good for construction because it has a pretty decent soil bearing capacity, right? It normally has. Security may be, you know, maybe there's a security checkpoint, or maybe the area is so secluded that, you know, it's not good security, or if there's a need to call the security forces, it may be difficult for them to get to you. So we do state that. And the general area, we stated that, you know, that it's a quiet upscale community, very relaxed basically. So this is the property that we went to, and once we were there, we took note of what's really happening, right? So we took the wind direction. What direction is the wind coming from? The day wind. What are the views? Are they positive or negative? For this particular location, we're looking over into a building or somebody else's property. It can be considered as negative or positive, depends on the person. If they don't want to see another person's property, then that would be negative. But if it is that if you're okay with looking at another person's property, then that would be okay, right? And we stated that north is in this direction, right? And the sea, you're able to see the sea once you're elevated. You should be able to see the sea from that location or from that direction, right? So that's pretty much what we look at when we look at the site itself, right? Those are the what you say, those are the, that would have been the property. You know, you can get this information off IMAP, right? So for here, for this particular image, or we did a video basically, right? To show the person how, or show the client what the community is like, what driving to the location is like. And for this, let me turn off that. Yeah, so if you notice there, you saw where there are electricity, you know, electrical boxes there, and the electrical lamps. So street lamps are there, and you can see that the road is pretty decent, and there are gutters on both sides. So it kind of gives an idea of what the area is like. So that's what we look for when we are actually doing a drone survey. So we look at the area and look at what exactly it is that is happening around and what the community is like, so that you as the homeowner can get a decent idea of what's happening. Alright, so let me go to the next slide. Alright, so number 8, slide 8. Alright, so on the property, we look from above to show what the property is looking like, you know, outline it. So this is the property, there's a building on this one, there's no building on this one, and it basically gives you a little context of what is happening within the area, right? And you know, we actually went up close to see exactly what is happening here, to show the client that, hey, there's a building there, right? We look to the left, to the right, to the back, to the front of the property to see what those views are like, right? So that's pretty much what we were trying to capture there. And we try to give you the overall context, you know, what is around and what is the community like, basically, right? You know, again, another picture of what the community is like. I did a flyover for this property again, to show what the community is like again, right? But in this case, I wanted to just look at what the road network is looking like, right? If it is that I needed to get in and out of the property, how would I, you know, do that, right? So there I'm just showing the person what the property is looking like, right? Again, I'm not going to tell you where it is located, but I'm just doing a panorama around to show the person what it is looking like, right? So next, again, it's another flyover, but in a different direction, so the person get an idea, right? So you can see where the road comes around, and the back around there, and you can see that, you know, there are pools in the houses. Looking at, you know, what community is like. If you notice, the road is pretty decent, right? There are some nice houses there, so that will help them to make a decision whether they buy or, you know, or not, right? again, this is us leaving the property. So once we have done the survey, we now look at leaving and wanted to give them an idea of what is this like, what they are seeing once they're leaving. Right, and we went all the way down so that the person will have a pretty good idea, and we even made sure that we pick up the security post, right, just to make sure that they have a good idea of what is there. Right, let's get rid of that. Alright guys, so why would you want to do a drone survey? It's really to help you to make decisions as it relates to buying, right? As I said before in a previous video, I've seen situations where people are buying property and they don't know based on the image that the realtor sent. But once we went there, we realized that the person was buying a property that looked straight into a graveyard, right, into a cemetery. So the client was really happy that she found that out before she went ahead and buy it, because it's a community that was really, it was really a community that she would have wanted to live in, and she just took a chance to say, hey, I'm not in Jamaica, let me send AJAWI to go and look for me and get some information. And it's a lucky thing that she did that, because at the end of the day she would have bought a property that she come back to that is difficult to sell, because the realtor has been trying to sell the property for some time, and because of the same cemetery, it's been difficult to sell, right? So that's pretty much what we look into, and that's pretty much a report that we provide our customers with once we do a drone survey for them. And I find that it's effective for us. It helps a lot, right? It helps with the decision making, and in some cases, if the property is really sloping, as I've shown one where the property is just ridiculously steep, where steep to the point where for the person to build on the property they would have to create some massive retaining walls, which at the end of the day they would not have been able to afford, right? And pretty much we save them a couple millions of dollars, because they would have gone on to search for something else more appropriate for them, and that would make their dream a reality. Right? So guys, if you like videos like this, remember, go on the page, go on our YouTube page, hit the newsletter button, right? You can sign up for our newsletter, and once we have a video, we will send you an email with the video in it, so you can just click and play, right, and keep up to date so that you don't miss a video, right? You don't miss a video. So I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for liking this video. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel as well, right? And hit the notification bell so that once we post videos like these, you will be notified first, and you can even go as far as signing up for the newsletter, as I've said. Right? So thanks again, and I'll see you next time.